Imagine a life where you're grounded, at peace, and moving with purpose. The Bible isn't just an old book, it's a guide filled with principles that have stood the test of time, offering real wisdom for how to live better. I want to share with you some of the lessons that I gained from it that will cut through the noise. Concepts that are simple yet powerful enough to transform the way you see yourself, your relationships, and the world around you. A book like the Bible can bring you the kind of clarity, strength, and fulfillment you might be looking for. Whether you've never opened a Bible before or already familiar with it, these principles aren't just about faith, they're about living better. They're practical, they make sense, and they speak to what makes us human. If you're someone looking for purpose, peace, and true happiness, then let's jump into the Bible and see how it can help us find it. The Bible says, get wisdom, get understanding. Wisdom isn't just about knowing things, it's about knowing what to do with what you know. Imagine if every choice you made came from a place of clarity. Wisdom is like having a compass that always points you in the right direction, no matter how lost you feel. To gain wisdom, start by learning from your experiences. Reflect on what went right and what went wrong. Listen to others that have walked similar paths and read books that challenge your thinking. And also, importantly, be open to growth. To then seek wisdom in a situation, you start by asking yourself specific questions. What are my options right now? Which choice will lead to the best outcome for everyone involved? What will bring me peace, not just short-term satisfaction? This way, you're not just reacting to life, you're making deliberate, thoughtful decisions that take you closer to a meaningful and fulfilling life. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good, it's a mindset that can change how we see our lives, even during the difficult times. The Bible tells us in Thessalonians to give thanks in all circumstances. This means that gratitude is not just for the good times, but for every situation we face. It's not about ignoring problems, but about noticing the good even when things are tough. Shift your focus so that instead of dwelling on what's wrong, you're taking in what's right. Maybe it's every morning you think of just one thing you're thankful for. Could be the sunrise, your health, or even a good cup of coffee. As you start making this a habit, expand your list to 3 things every day. And notice how your mindset changes over time. The great thing about gratitude is it can also be shared, like telling someone you appreciate them or writing them a note. These actions not only make you feel better, but can also improve your relationships. It helps us see life with fresh eyes and shifts our overall attitude towards positivity. These actions not only make you feel better, but you can also improve your relationships. Because gratitude helps us see life with fresh eyes and shifts our overall attitude towards positivity. Humility isn't about thinking less of yourself, it's about thinking of yourself less. It's the opposite of needing to be the center of attention all the time and realizing that life isn't a solo mission. In the Bible, James tells us to humble yourselves before the Lord and he will lift you up. This points to the power of letting go of your ego and trusting in something greater, which leads to personal growth and fulfillment. Through humility, we can be humble. And when we're humble, we make space for others. We listen more, we learn more, and we grow more. It's about willing to ask for help and being open to receiving it. Maybe you're feeling lonely. Instead of isolating yourself, you can reach out to a friend or family. Here, admitting that you need connection and allowing yourself to lean on others helps you feel supported and less alone. Think of it like a bridge. It connects you to others in a meaningful way. You build stronger bonds, feel more connected, and grow in ways that wouldn't be possible on your own. Being intentional with humility will provide opportunities for genuine relationships where we don't need to pretend we're perfect. Integrity is about staying true to who you really are, even when no one's watching. It's about aligning your actions with your values and being honest in all areas of your life. The Bible tells us in Proverbs that whoever walks in integrity walks securely. Here it implies that if you lack integrity, you may find yourself more insecure. Integrity is the foundation of trust, both for yourself and others. When you live in integrity, your actions align with your words and beliefs, creating a sense of stability. People around you know they can rely on you because you are consistent and honest. It also makes life simpler. You don't need to cover your tracks or remember lies. You're secure because your life is honest, and that honesty brings a deep kind of peace. Jesus himself showed integrity many times throughout his life. He was offered power, wealth, glory, but he stayed true to his mission, refusing to even compromise under pressure. He spoke his truth boldly, even though it was unpopular and could lead to backlash. And this is the reason why we still talk about it today, because he lived with integrity. He held on to what's right, even when it was challenged. Forgiveness isn't always easy, but it's powerful. Holding on to anger or grudges only weighs us down, and forgiveness is about letting go, not for them, but for you. The Bible tells us, forgive as the Lord forgave you. You can think of it like putting down a heavy bag you've been carrying for too long. When you forgive, you free yourself to move forward lighter and less burdened. Note though that forgiveness doesn't mean what happened was okay, nor does it mean you need to forget or allow someone to hurt you again. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional hold that anger or resentment have over you. Yes, it might seem difficult or a challenge to forgive someone, but Jesus told Peter in the Bible that forgiveness should be limitless, as that is what we get from God. He told him, don't forgive 7 times, but 77 times. It's a conscious choice to release negativity and make room for peace. When you let go, you create space for joy, growth, and new opportunities. In the Bible, we can read about Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, which was one of his most famous teachings. There he talked about what it means to live a meaningful and righteous life. One of the most powerful things he said there was, blessed are the peacemakers. Being a peacemaker means striving for harmony, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. Building bridges even when it's hard, and choosing to understand instead of reacting. Peace isn't just about avoiding conflict, it's about actively creating harmony. It could be as simple as listening instead of arguing, choosing kindness when you could easily choose anger. And you don't need to be a world changer either. Mother Teresa once said, what can you do to promote world peace? Go home and love your family. Peace begins in our immediate circles, in our homes and in our relationships. Choosing it as a practice that can lead to more harmony to our communities and the world. Love isn't just a feeling, it's an action. It's about showing up for people even when it's inconvenient. It's about treating others the way you'd want to be treated. There's the famous line in the Bible, Mark 12:31, that says, love your neighbor as yourself. Loving your neighbor means looking out for others even when it takes time and effort. It means being willing to listen, lending a hand, showing compassion, even without expecting anything in return. You just help one person out, say a kind word, be there when it matters, and watch how it impacts not only their lives, but also brings more joy and fulfillment to yours. Contentment is about finding peace in the present moment. It's easy to always want more money, more success, more stuff, but focusing on contentment teaches us to appreciate what we already have. Contentment doesn't mean you stop striving or lose your ambition. It means you're not letting what you don't have steal the joy of what you do. It's about shifting your perspective to recognize the value in the present rather than always looking to the future for happiness. Ask yourself, what do I already have that brings me joy? This could be a health, relationships, or small daily pleasures. In Philippians 4, Paul says, I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. Practicing contentment helps us see that the present moment has so much more to offer than we realize. The results of it can be reduced stress, a life fulfilled, and finding joy in what we already have, rather than constantly chasing more. Generosity isn't just about giving away money, it's about giving your time, energy, and your attention. The Bible tells us it is more blessed to give than to receive. When you give, something amazing happens. You feel richer, not just poorer. Whether it's taking time to listen to a friend, volunteering at the local shelter, or simply being there for someone who needs support, acts of generosity build a sense of community and connection. And generosity doesn't have to be grand. It's the small, consistent acts that often make the biggest difference. When you live generously, life is more meaningful. You develop a deeper appreciation for the people and experiences around you. Think of Christmas, one of the biggest holidays you have, which is all about coming together and being generous with each other, with our time, with our energy. Many of us have fond memories of this time because it's a season wrapped in generosity. It's an example of how giving brings us closer and creates a real sense of community. There's a great passage in the Bible from the book of Matthew which says, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. It may not be clear as first, but This is about putting first things first, finding a deeper purpose beyond the daily grind. Jesus here was talking about seeking God's kingdom. He invites us to focus on the values taught throughout the Bible: love, peace, justice, and to make those values the foundation of our lives. It's easy to get caught up and worry about money, status, or the next big thing, but Jesus shows us that when we center our lives on what God tells us in the Bible to focus on, compassion, kindness, humility, everything else will fall into place. It's about living with intention and remembering what truly counts. Thinking of God's kingdom means making decisions based on the values that are bigger than ourselves. Imagine making choices not out of fear or selfish desire, but because they align with love and justice. And imagine what the people around you would be like if they were prioritizing that as well. When we do that, we often find a deeper sense of fulfillment, one that material successes alone can't provide. Living this way means trusting that by putting what's most meaningful first, and needs will also be met, often in surprising and beautiful ways. It's about creating a life built on what truly lasts, not the short-term stuff. The Bible offers timeless wisdom that helps us lead richer, more fulfilling life. These concepts were just about religion. They're about living in a way that promotes peace, connection, growth, and joy. Whether you want to seek wisdom, practice gratitude, or love your neighbor, each rule is an invitation to live with purpose and intention. I challenge you to use one of these principles to apply in your life this week. Notice the changes, however small, and see how it affects both your actions and your feelings, as well as the people around you. I truly feel that if you incorporate more of them in your life, you will see how it can be so transformative to not just how you live your life, but how you feel about life itself. God bless.